Hello friends, welcome back to DC School of Music. Today we're going to describe and go over the actual triads on the guitar. And I'm going to pick just a basic chord form here, which is all born of the A chord. And what I mean by that is, this is the A chord right here in open position. But we're going to actually do this in the key of C. But what you're going to notice is I'm going to use these same three notes. But one thing you have to recognize when you're learning how to play chords on the guitar is that every chord that you learn is what's called a movable chord. They move up and down the neck to facilitate the other associated 11 tones which are available to you, because obviously, as you guys know, hopefully by now, there are 12 tones in Western music. So instead of just playing this A chord here, if we were to bar this place where the actual nut of the guitar is, let's imagine for a second that the guitar neck went on infinitely in this direction. Well, you would have to bar this note right here in order to facilitate this chord. So what we're going to do is we're going to move that placement up 3 frets. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now this note here is C, so that gives us what is commonly referred to as a C chord. And again, we're doing the major chord first. So we have the C, the G, we have the C again, because it's doubled. You have 2 octaves, you have an octave there, G, and then we have the actual E, which is the third of the chord. Okay, so that's what gives us the actual major tonality, is the distance between the C and the E. That is what's referred to as an interval of a major third. Now, in order to make this a minor triad, we need to flat that E and move it back to an E flat. That gives us a minor triad, in this case C minor. All right. So we have C major, which has C, E, and G. And then the minor triad, which is C, E flat, and G. Now, if you look at these 3 notes here, again, if I was to end the guitar here, if this was the end as it is where the nut of the guitar is, you can see that this is actually the A minor chord, where this is the A major chord, this is the A minor chord. So let's move it back down to that position. Here's A major. And when we flat the third, which for the A sake is the actual C sharp. So when we make that a C natural, that's what gives us the A minor triad. But again, we did this up in the tonality of C. So we have C major and C minor. Okay? Now, there are 2 other triads that you would typically need to know how to play, and that would be the augmented chord, which all that is a major chord with a raised or sharped 5th scale degree. So you would sharp this note here, G, and that would be G sharp. So that would give you what is commonly referred to as the augmented C augmented. And you also see the shape in terms of chords. You'll see a C with a plus, okay, and that's C augmented. The other chord that you need to know triad-wise is what's called a diminished triad, and that starts off as a minor triad that flattens the 5th scale degree. So instead of sharpening that as you would for the augmented chord, you're going to make it flat. So that gives you this sound here. Now, if you just do it as a triad, there's the triad right there. Okay. So you have C augmented, and then you have C diminished, and then C major and C minor. So only 4 triads that you need to know: major triads, minor triads, augmented, and diminished. All right, those are the four. There are only four in all of theory, in all of music. So, all right, y'all. Hope you enjoyed that. Please join us again for the next video. We will discuss seventh chords on the guitar. And hope you guys have a wonderful day. Have a blessed evening, and we'll see you on the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and send those comments through. We appreciate all the comments. Let us know what you want to hear and what you want to see in terms of a tutorial, and we'll do our best to get those things out to you. Thanks again. Take care.